Hi everybody. I just wanted to give you a quick update because I've been meaning to do this for a long time and I just keep not doing it. So this is all about regulating thyroid medicine. So in 2009 I found out that I had thyroid cancer, had surgery, had the radioactive iodine. I had a big dose of radioactive iodine, and that all went well, and I opted not to have a 6-month scan because they gave me such a large dose and my cancer was gotten early. So I waited a whole year and had that whole thing, but that's not what this video is about. This video is about medicine. So I am now 51, so when I had it happen, I mean, I am older, and so immediately everything that starts making you feel different and everything, they want to blame everything for mine on menopause. And I know that I went from being normal to a few months later not feeling normal at all. So don't let them, well, I just didn't listen to them. I knew that I needed time to regulate my medicine. So I always felt a little bit better being a little hyper, and of course my doctor was very comfortable with that. I have no idea why you can take the same medicine all the time and you go up and down, up and down. Maybe men don't have it as much as women because we have our hormones fluctuate more. Maybe my age, I don't know. So anyway, finally, some of it, and I did gain weight. Some of it is I know that I just didn't fight hard enough, but honestly my body felt a lot of times like it was having the flu. I know that my joints, I got injured. There's one of my joints, I immediately injured myself. Everything just felt different. I've always been quite limber and all of that, and it just wasn't the same anymore. The thyroid medicine does make you feel different. Not that you can't have a new normal, and I think that's what I had to come to grips with, is having a new normal. But I did play around with my medicine. Sometimes my doctor got a little upset with me, but he was pretty great because he did listen to me, and if it was within reason, he let me try it. I did have to push. I mean, one time he actually hung up on me. He was so mad at me. So, poor guy. But anyway, finally what has worked for me is I opted to try Tirosint. And this is what it looks like. It comes in a package like this. It's 28 days. And it is a pure form of the medicine. I did take Synthroid, and so it comes in a package like this, and you open it up. I usually open up only a couple days because I have to use this. Yes, it's like the old person. But honestly, every single day, taking your medicine, I take it like at 5 o'clock in the morning, and then I try to go back to sleep for like an hour. It just blended. One day blended with another. I couldn't remember if I'd taken my medicine or not. So every week I just put it in here and put my 2 medicines. So I'm on Tirosint, which it looks like this. Do you see that? Sort of like vitamin E or D. And I take out a couple and I just put them in here. And I guess you could take out more, but it says to keep them in the package, and I'm pretty sensitive about my medicine. I want it to be exactly the same and all of that. So I do that. And so I take Tirosint and I'm on Cytomel. Adding the Cytomel, I don't care what, some doctors just say it's not necessary and all that. Huge, huge difference. All of this does take adjusting because I was on 125 Synthroid, and I still felt bad. I had some of the hyper symptoms. I'm going to put this in here so I don't lose it. I had some of the hyper symptoms, and but I still felt hypo. I still felt sort of flu-like. I would run out of energy. Okay, so some of my symptoms that I was having, maybe you will sympathize with me, and I just think they're normal. I felt achy, my joints hurt, very stiff. Like it's kind of scary. Like coming down the stairs, like sometimes it would be, I had a hard time, you know, I felt like I was going to break. Little fluish, like running out of energy. Of course, these are all some of the worst times. I mean, really, at my worst time, it was a dinner time, and all of a sudden I was like, I am going to lay down and take a nap. And I just laid on the couch and I went to sleep. So it is kind of scary. Of course, now at this point that I'm talking to you, I've been much better. I'm much better, especially when I added the Cytomel. So anyway, okay, so now I'm going to tell you a little bit about how I went from having Cytomel and Tirosint and my dosage. So what I did, this is the progression. So I went from Synthroid 125 to adding Cytomel, and they dropped my dose from 125 to 100, and eventually we added 15 milligrams of Cytomel. I take it all in the morning, and I was doing really pretty well. It was like the new norm, but I still had weird symptoms, and the Synthroid, I was still a little hyper and still having hypo symptoms, and yet it would have been okay, I guess, if I had to live with that, but mostly affected my stomach a lot. I always felt like, kind of like when I was pregnant, like I was hungry and not hungry all at the same time, and your stomach feels really empty, and I have a hard time regulating my blood sugar. So, and maybe that's just me too, but anyway, so you're just always on the lookout, and I had seen an ad, I don't know where, about this Tirosint. Now we're outside so you can't see it. Anyway, this is Tirosint. And when the next time I went in to have my blood work done and to be checked, I asked my doctor about it, and he was okay with it. I was really surprised, so that was great. It comes in a pack of 28 days only, remember, and so I tried that. Of course, with any medicine, it's going to take you just a little bit of time to adjust, and I love it. I really do love it. It really does make a difference. My T4 is maybe on the very lowest side, but my T3 is up, and that seems to work really well for me. It's not abnormally high. My TSH level, it varies a little bit. It's back down again, which is fine for cancer patients. If you're not a cancer patient, you have a thyroid, then that might make a difference, but I don't have a thyroid. So I think I'm doing pretty well. It's the best I've felt. I'll see about my joints. I still have not had a lot of motivation to start really working out before. I could lift weights a lot and everything, and now not so much. But I'm going to try. I'm going to try to get back into it, and hopefully I don't get injured before. If I do any kind of repetitive motion, push-ups or anything, I feel like my joints are just on fire. So I know, and they were like, well, maybe we ought to be tested for arthritis and all that, but this all happened like right after, like, months. It all came upon me. So I still feel like it is connected with that. It's my new norm, but I'm doing okay. I mean, am I alive? And some people have a lot of trouble. I'm very grateful that I'm not. So I think if you're having trouble, don't just give up. You have to be diligent to find something. You have to be your own advocate. So do your research. Google is a great tool. And this video, I'm just going to say I love Cytomel to my regimen, and I really love Tirosint. I think it's a great product. I'm very happy about being able to afford to buy it. It is a little bit more, but it just makes my quality of life better. So if you have any questions, about I'm not a medical professional at all. So, but you can, people email me. I've talked to people on the phone. I have a blog, but I haven't written hardly anything about my thyroid cancer. But I plan to. But you can always email me or let me know. So I hope you're doing well. Contact me. I appreciate hearing from some of my fellow thyroid cancer people.
So, all right. See ya. Bye.